we are. It's me, your boy, Holy Mountaineering, aka Afraid or Not. Your lesbianfrannyglass, like in Franny and Zoe, I assume. Cool URL literary reference. Uh, so we're here to talk about your enemies and how to defeat them. So if you're sending me asks about your enemies, chances are you know why you have enemies. In my opinion, just one opinion. If you don't have enemies, a lot of them, you're not doing anything right. You're boring. Listen to grindcore, make enemies, do what thou wilt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go out and hurt people and be a dick. I'm saying if you're doing stuff, it's gonna upset people. You don't like people who do stuff. So if you're doing stuff, you're gonna upset people. And, sometimes upset people turn into enemies. Sometimes enemies turn into vendettas. Sometimes vendettas turn into sagas. And sagas are what it's all about. It's how you live on through story, song, tale. Sorry, you're a lesbian Frady Glass. You want to know about your enemies. Here we go. Whoa, shit. 100% enemy blood and got smoothie. Possibly made with questionable soil. So, hold that. So, we're gonna do this 3-card story about you and your enemies. How to defeat them. How to defeat your enemies. So we're gonna fan the cards out. We're gonna put it in the circle of life, which is therefore the circle of death. Because all men must die, and presumably women too, but we die first, so we'll never find out. A little joke. Really, sort of. We're gonna stay on. This is fucking embarrassing. See, unfortunately, I've gone too far in this video to restart it. So, here you go. Circle of life and death. 3-card story. So, we're going to pull a card. We're going to talk. We're going to tell a bit of the story. Then we'll pull another card to continue on the second part of the story. And then we'll pull a third card for the final chapter of the story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to every fucking story. One sentence story, beginning, middle, and end. One word story, beginning, middle. It doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, here's a little story spread about your enemies. Lesbian Franny Glass. Alright. A 2 for the Emperor. Aries. Sadi. Trick quiz for you. Okay, so we begin our story in our lands. In our story, we are the emperor of our empire. And in our empire, we have many things. In our empire, we have a new bout of growth. And that growth, as I mentioned earlier, that growth might upset people. So, the outward motion, the imperial motion of your lands are upsetting, let's say, the priestess. It's upsetting the religious elements of the lands that you're occupying. The priestess, the high priestess, this represents the mystical journey. This represents the going through barren lands, a little trip. So your growth outward has upset the religious factions. There are religious people getting upset at you. And, they don't see things the way that you see things. You don't see a desert. You see, an exciting land of opportunity. And maybe there's even some mirages and some real oases in there. Oases, I assume, is the plural of oasis. Maybe it's not. I don't have any idea. Not sure why I stopped saying this to point that out. Oh, yeah. I have an idea of why anyway. And final card in this Ten of Discs Wealth. So, the final leg of your journey is to get riches. Ten of Discs Wealth is the summation of the discs card, which is material matter in the card. The discs have turned to coins. This is Mercury and Virgo. Yeah, I know cards. Mercury and Virgo. Mercury is the ruling sign of the zodiac sign Virgo. Mercury is the ruling planet of the zodiacal sign. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so let's start the story. So, from your lands, it is spring. It is time to move outward and forward. You are moving into occupied lands. And, while historically and in the real world, that's not a great idea, allegorically, this is fine. Going out into new territories, beginning to traverse the terrain, even if that terrain is a bit barren, and find your new self. That is not a bad thing. However, if you run into barren spouts, areas that are, not as populated, and where they are populated, this isolation has brought about a sort of zealotry in the people that you're running into. So your growth outward first requires you to go through this desert where you've struck yourself some gold mine of religious people who don't quite see the world the way that you do. And the answer to this is to move out, to continue on your journey, and to look for the the gold, the coin, this isn't, I'm not saying to go out of your way to seek money, but I am saying to find the real in the real. So it's me, your boy, Holy Mountaineering. I hope that makes sense. If not, send me another ask and I'll make it make sense. Anyway, peace.